Good morning. I'm going to try to start the day by streaming Offworld Trading Company. The first time I tried to stream this was on a MacBook Pro, running it on the latest version of Mac OS. This time I'm going to try it on Windows 11, and the reason for this is the combination of the game and the streaming software I was using last time on macOS crashed my system like to reboot. Um, so I stopped that stream and I moved on to a different game and finished out my hour on that. But this time I'm hoping for more stability. I think it was originally written for Windows and then ported over to macOS. Not entirely sure about that. It's just a guess. So we'll see how that goes. And then the other thing that I wanted to mention, well, two things. One is I don't have all the DLC for Offworld Trading Company, so I'm just going to play the sort of standard Mars campaign. Um, and the other is, oh, the last time I sort of made a meal of the game being published through Stardock, which I've told you seems to be slightly problematic as far as a publisher goes and the ownership goes. Um, uh, what do they call it? Mohawk Games, who developed Offworld Trading Company, has or is releasing in Q2 of this year a new game called, what is it called? Uh, it is called, sorry, I'm not prepared here. Oh, I'm sorry. Old World. And the other thing to note about it is that it is being published by a different publishing company. So um, it's possible that the new company has similar problems. I don't know, but it's not Stardock. So that's something that's a change anyway. Okay. And also, my cat has joined us and he's going to be loud, so we have to deal. Um, okay, let's get into it and see what happens. Okay. Um, oh, Also, Offworld Trading Company will apparently only let me run in full screen, so I won't be able to see the chat if you join me real time. Unfortunately, I won't see you this time, but I'll see if I can figure that out. There might be a setting that I can tweak manually or something, but right now I'm just going to focus on playing the game. All right, so I have played this a little. I've already completely unlocked Maisie's song. Um, And I've done a little bit of Paulo Rubini, but I haven't done and Ilana Kamat, but I haven't done any others. So Ilana is scientific, Maisie is expansive, um, Paulo Rubini is also expansive. Um, I'm most used to using expansive or scientific. I will try, probably at the expense of not actually being able to finish the game, but we'll give it a shot. Um, I'll try one of the robotic CEOs and see if I can make that happen. I could also maybe try some of the others, but let me try one of the robotic ones. So I'll try. Uh, it looks like it doesn't matter. I think I like the look of Joji 5 better, so I'll choose Joji 5. So Joji 5 starts with an engineer in electronics factory, two solar, one water pump, two electrolysis, one metal mine, two steel, one elementary quarry, one glass kiln. I'm sorry, this is something else. I'm not sure what that is. This is the electronics factory engineer. So I'm not sure what this one in the upper left is. This is the solar condenser, and this is Offworld Market. So let me actually click on Reni-6. So Reni-6 has a different set of things, including, interestingly, a greenhouse engineer, which robots don't need. And I don't think they need oxygen either, although there are some factories that do need it, so that might be why. Um, Reni-6 has, yeah, chemical refinery and electronics factory engineers are actually very lucrative. They're sort of a later game factory in that you need a bunch of other stuff in order to make them work well, but they are usually highly profitable. So actually, I think I'll go with Reni-6 because he's got more stuff that I like. The wind turbine is more reliable than the solar. I'm still a little puzzled by the greenhouse farm, but maybe it's just to sell food. Um, yeah, let's do Reni-6. Okay. And I usually play an applicant because I like to play things easy. And I think I'm going to keep that. I think assistant is the default. Let's see here. Yeah, they don't really say. And it looks like it's mostly starting conditions. You see, you just have more starting cash as applicants. I don't think it actually changes the dynamic that much. Um, like the dynamic of the game or factors playing the game once you go through the start. Oh, the production modifiers are, yeah, those would affect during, they would go into effect during the game itself. So you don't have production modifiers until uh, manager, but manager has a debt multiplier, which is also somewhat difficult. So that's, yeah, I'm just going to do applicant because I learned from playing Deserts of Karak, the Homeworld prequel, that anything harder than applicant while I'm actually narrating and trying to explain what I'm doing is not a good idea for me. So this is more a gameplay dynamic and not a mastery of the game. I never claimed to be a master of playing games. I'm actually a little slow at developing RTSs, which is, sorry, real-time strategy games, which is what this basically is. So I'm just gonna be nice to myself and try to show you the full game rather than being harder on myself and potentially failing. Um, yeah, okay. So the first screen when you start a game, so the campaign is a bunch of games that add up towards a culmination where in the starting games, each week being a different game, um, you invest in colonies and you try to be the biggest investor in the colony, and that's how you win. The last game of the series, you actually play until you can buy out all the other players, which is a very different character in that it's sort of an open-ended week. It lasts longer than 7 days. It lasts however long it takes until one person owns all of the companies. So by that point, you're cranking out significant amount of cash. Right now, you're not, and you won't be cranking out cash for a little while. The cash that you have on hand is to buy additional factory and facility engineers. So let's see, this is superconductor. That is a nice patent, and that I don't know if it's exclusive, but it means that if I build in a clump, I have a greater power bonus. That's the HQ. Okay, so I have two choices of location, Sinus Sabius and Dawes Crater. Sinus Sabius has medium resources and craters, and the size is medium. The black market inventory, I usually look for bribe a claim because that allows you to build more stuff early in the game. Um, it doesn't have bribe a claim. It has a bunch of stuff where people will be messing with each other and myself. Dawes Crater has high resources, also craters. The map size is small, and there is bribe a claim. So I'm more tempted to do this one. And then the mission reward is in this box to the right of the mission name. So it's Sinus Sabius. If you ship the most resources at the end of the week, you be awarded with dynamite, which is one free dynamite. That's a sabotage move. And then for Dawes Crater, it's a network virus, which is another glitch attack. So I don't know. I think I'll just choose Dawes Crater. So the next step is to hire staff, and this is where I take the $1 million I have and invest in engineers. Where either if I have multiple engineers, then if I have multiple engineers, then I can improve the production of that kind of facility. If I just have, if I have none and I buy one, then I can build that kind of facility. And then if I contract, it's for 1 week only, but if I hire, I have it for the rest of the campaign. That may only make sense for the first game of this campaign, since it's a 4 week campaign. Uh, the hiring is slightly cheaper. But if I'm on the second week, then the hiring, if it's still the same, costs the same amount, then it's actually going to be less cost effective than contracting them week by week. So the gap I have is I have no glass kiln, and I don't see one in here. I have no solar power. I think I will contract one, but we'll see. And I have no geothermal, but I don't see that here either. And then I don't have any of the specials. The one that I tend to really like is the patent office. Uh, and I think I actually may buy that. Uh, the hacking array allows you to influence the market. Cold fusion, there's a bug here. This is the wrong description. If I remember correctly, cold fusion allows you to use water for power in certain circumstances. And I don't remember what liquid batteries do, and it's not going to tell me. So good luck with that one. Although I assume it has something to do again with water and power, but I don't know for sure. So considering all that, I think what I will do is actually hire a patent engineer. Oh, that's not what I wanted. So this is actually a bonus and not actually hiring the building. So I can't actually do that. All right, let me go back. Oh, I think it, huh. Have I made my choice? I think I may have revealed another bug. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I undid that. All right, so since I don't have a scientist, um, think the best call is, how much is cold fusion? No, I don't think that's worth it. It might be though. I think I'm going to contract a solar engineer. Um, there's no glass kiln. There's no geothermal. I can hire optimization. I'll do that. So my second favorite sort of special building is the optimization center, and that helps you improve the efficiency of all of your factories and production centers. And I'm actually going to hire that. And then I don't think I need to or want to enhance anything else. And I'm not really interested in the hacker array right now. Although I could contract it, I don't think I'm going to use that right now. So that's what I'll go with. Okay. Uh, so this just shows me what the other two CEOs have chosen. Um, It looks like everybody, so one person has a patent lab. We're just gonna have to eat the fact that I don't have it, and they all have optimization centers, so that's what they went for too. And then this one, oh, free patent lab. Interesting. So they both have patent labs, so that I'm totally not competitive there, but I think it'll be okay. I have decent energy generation outlook, and yeah, let's just go for it. Okay. So this tells me about the class of hub. Um, Colony modules cost less, wholesale orders cost less, and there's a great demand for, or greater demand for fuel. Okay. So like before, the first phase before you actually start playing is to explore. Each time I click, it comes out of pause to show me the results, and then I think goes back into pause. And a little bit of time is consumed, and that time is related to basically who sets down their base first. And like before, I'm actually very interested in what the water situation is. Although I guess I shouldn't be, given that I'm a robot. I don't necessarily need water. So I think I'm still going to find out though, because the other thing is that other elements tend to be nearby. So here, this looks good, right? Water, iron, and a little bit of silicon. I'm going to scan this. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to set my base. I don't think I can rotate it. No, I can't. All right, so I'm going to actually stick it here. And then I'm going to go right back into pause. Okay, so now if you look, for some reason I have the water pump selected, which is not a bad idea because water is a good thing to have. You also might have uh, turbine, or sorry, energy generation stuff selected. But notice that the game highlights the best place to put different things. So I should remember that I have superconductor, which rewards me in having a better power outlook if I build close or contiguous with the base. So if I want to establish a good water supply, I should actually build this line to here, and I may want for the early game to just claim this one since it's great. It's a high resource available square, and then build toward it with additional facilities. So I think I will actually do that. And you can build while you're paused, but it unpauses as soon as you click. Um, and then I'm going to see about good places for the turbines, since self-sufficiency will also be quite important, I think. And since I can upgrade the HQ now, I'm going to do that, which gives me an additional 4 claims. So I do want to sort of fill this in. Um, and I don't really have, well, let's see, I'll take advantage of the situation right now and construct an iron mine. Um, and a silicon. So it wants me to build way down here, but it's very far out of the way. So I think I'll actually concentrate on the closest one, given that power advantage that I have. The other thing to notice is, and I didn't notice this before, is that's a geothermal vent. So if I had a geothermal plant, then I could take advantage of that, but I don't. So I'm just ignoring that, and I don't think you can build anything else on a vent. Okay, so I need to let the game unpause so that things can happen.
A scientific HQ has been founded.
So facilities are building. The other thing that I like to do is I like to set non-essential resources and resources that are generating sufficiently to auto sell. So I'm actually, right now, the only thing that's generating is water, but it is at a surplus. That rate changes based on, it's the net rate, so it's after the consumption of my own facilities. Um, so I'm actually going to wait, but if I want to if I want to set any resource to auto sell, I do Shift Control click on the minus. So I think again I'll wait a little bit more and see what happens with the other build. All right, so things are built. You can see I have relatively good rates for things happening. I can't afford my optimization center yet. I don't have enough cash to buy the extra resources that I need to build it. So that's going to wait. But as soon as I can afford it, I'm going to buy one. It may take me another couple of upgrades on the HQ to get to that point, but we'll see what happens. Fuel is in greater demand. Um, and you can see from the market prices that actually food has got the highest per unit price, and then steel and well, actually the highest is computer or electronics components, but that's usually the case. These last three, the chemical, glass, and electronic components, are usually the most expensive. Depending on whether or not you, the player, have recently flooded the market, sometimes you can bring that price right down if you build a whole bunch of production facilities. But I don't know, it depends on how you want to play it, right? Um, this thing is a flying transport vehicle that is coming from the water pump and going to the base. If I build contiguously from the base to the water pump, that doesn't need to happen. It'll just get transported through the different modules that connect to the base. Um, Same for the iron and the silicon quarries. Okay. So my next plan is, I think I will try to connect these, but what I need to do is I need to build facilities that don't require any um, resource, and that is the greenhouse farm, the electrolysis reactor, um, the steel mill, and the three advanced things. I don't have to build those directly on the needed resources. They'll take from my surplus to do their thing. So none of those are available because they're too expensive for me right now. So I need to make money. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm actually going to auto sell iron, shift control click on the minus, and silicon, shift control click. And what the heck, I'll do it on the water as well. All right, and then I'm going to unpause again. So now you can see the greenhouse farm has opened up and the electrolysis reactors have opened up. So I'm going to build electrolysis reactors to emphasize that fuel. So I'll build one here, and then I'm going to set. So electrolysis reactors create both oxygen and fuel. So I'm going to set both to auto cell, and you can see a little down arrow with a line under it. That is the auto cell icon. So each resource that shows that is auto selling. I'm going to unpause again.
A scientific HQ has been upgraded. A scavenger HQ has been upgraded.
Everybody's up to HQ level 2. All right, I'm pausing because the reactor was complete. You can see it's impacted the water because if you hover over construct electrolysis reactor, you can see it consumes power and water. So it is consuming the water. So I should consider expanding my water resources while I build the electrolysis reactors. So I'm going to build one water closer to the base and one electrolysis reactor to connect. And I have one tile left to claim. There's also the black market is going to open in 15 seconds. So I could buy another claim down here. You can see it just went up from 2K to 3K for that cost. I can also use my last claim now to build an electrolysis or an optimization center, which I am strongly considering. I think I will, because optimizations are more valuable the earlier we develop them. The longer they're in operation, the more valuable they are. So I'm going to, will I build that? I think I'll build it on this side. I'm going to try not to interfere with the iron hatches, but you can build things that don't need resources on top of resource hexes. It just usually blocks access to them. I could also build over here, but I think there's usually adjacency bonuses. Um, you can usually expect a better production if you cluster uh, the same kind of production facilities next to each other. So I'm actually going to, in my mind, reserve this hex for another water pump. And we'll see, but it's possible that putting a turbine here will also be more efficient. Actually, let's look at that. All right, so if I do this, yeah, see, I get a 75% bonus if I cluster that. And if I do this, I get a 75% bonus for that. And those would connect those two. So that's probably the best choice for those two hexes. So let's build the optimization center here, actually. I'm going to build it a little further away from the other facilities because most sabotage attacks are area of effect. So if I want to distribute things sort of around the base but still cluster, that's going to be less, it's going to make those attacks less efficient. And I'm actually going to put it here. Okay, and then pause, or unpause.
The black market is online.
10K to upgrade the base. And then this is a dust storm is coming, so better wind turbine production. And I'm not using any of the other facilities that will be impacted. Transit hub, yeah, that's sort of an ongoing condition. And then my optimization center is still building. All right, so the other thing to see is that we've finished one day. So each week is pretty fast. I'm going to actually bribe this claim. Gives me another claim. And I'm actually going to construct the water pump with that claim. And you can see the price of water is significantly impacted by the fact that there's
The
a lot of
optimization center
surplus.
is
I
ready.
keep selling it,
Time to start
and I
improving
assume other players
everything.
are as well. Um, Also, these two are adjacent. Is that true? No, it's just okay, they're just building right next to their own. That makes sense. Okay, so I don't know where the other one is. Sometimes they build right next to the colony, but they haven't done that. There's the other one. Scavenger. Okay. I'm gonna look at mine and see what my consumption. How do I find out what my consumption is? We do not know. Usually it helps. Okay. Yeah. Um, so these are different special buildings dialogues that I was looking at. And the one that I can start investing in, if I like, is the optimization center, where there's 4 steps to each resource. And I generally focus on resources that I myself am generating, um, or that I plan to. Um, but usually I stick to the ones that I'm generating, the ones with the highest sort of profits. So in that regard, if I do it, I think I will. I'll actually do it for fuel because I know that there's a greater um, demand. And then if you hover over it, you can see that the cost is coming from not having any chemicals. So I could defray the cost by with my next claims, when I upgrade my HQ or when I bribe another claim, I could defray the cost by creating a chemical factory and having chemicals on hand that would help lower the cost of the optimizations. So let me do this. I want another one. It seems crazy. Let's do crazy. Not a very crazy game. Might as well be crazy as we can. Okay. I'm just actually waiting for time to pass to the point where I can upgrade my HQ again and have more claims to work with. Also, the time is passing while the optimization center does its work. There's that dust storm they told us to be worried
The
about.
engineers have advanced our production.
Boop, there we go. All right, so I just upgraded my base. I'm a little faster than everyone else, and my starting condition gives me more of these, what are they called? Orders. So the colony has these orders, and as you fulfill them, you get a count. And the winning condition at the end of 7 days is having the highest number here in this last column. That equates to my stock price, which becomes more important in the fourth game of this campaign, this 4-week campaign. Okay, so now I'm waiting for me to be able to build enough
Let the bidding
turbine.
begin.
And you see somebody else. This is actually very cheap. Like no matter how expensive this auction gets, it will still be much cheaper than the launch costs, where the technician is 100,000 for the
Sold.
week. So that's only 16,000. Now I have a huge debt. So I'm actually going to do the shift click on pay debt so that I automatically pay my debt as well, which will reduce my interest on my
The
debt.
black market is open for business.
And the other thing that happened when I got that technician is that my optimization center speed got faster. So here's that turbine that I was talking about.
Our methods continue to improve.
So I need to figure out what I'm going to do with my other 3 claims because I can't just let them sit there. You see other people are building stuff. That's not mine. I'm not sure what they're doing right there. I think it's so that they can get access to the resource text that they're sitting on top of. And I'm not sure why, and this could be also because of the difficulty settings. I'm not sure, but I am super not sure why this CEO built here instead of over here, because there doesn't seem to be a reason for it. This is a lower resource hex and then greater resources right next to them. So I guess I'm going to build there, which means I should build another one here later because of the clustering bonus. But I may build one here because of the power savings bonus. So that's a little confusing. Yeah, let's unpause and let's see what happens. So now, no, I mean, this is partly because of the dust storm. but my power generation is huge. I am not going to need that much power, so I'm definitely selling, auto selling, and it means power is cheap for everybody, and I'm not making a big profit. But it's okay. It'll work out. Sometimes having a surplus is actually just the best for everyone, so we shouldn't worry about it too much. And I think I will. I think I'll build a farm here. Can't. I have to build it there, so I don't want that. Something happened. So there's my debt interest. It's not terrible, but it's there. Um, I should take advantage of my cash to optimize. I'll just keep optimizing fuel. Yeah. And then I think I will like that there. And then the question is, yep, they still have to put the farm right next door to the buildings, which is odd. So let's see if that changes when that's built. Okay, we're still waiting for that to be built. All right. Can I? Nope, I still have to do. I wonder why. Why can't I build there? Um, I have good water. I've got. I'll try this one. Also, the same sorts of limitations. So, what can I build there? Solar? Yeah, let's do that. My fleet is getting really expensive, and I sort of want in. So maybe that's what I'll spend my last claim on. Because that would be. I don't need it being a robot, and having it would help me. 75. That's right. Oh, so somebody attacked me with a slowdown strike, so I'm going to upgrade the HQ again. So the slowdown strike affects the facilities that were hit by the area of effect. So I will, what will I do now? I can build steel. I think I'm actually going to take this moment to take a little break, and I'll be right back. Okay. I am back. I have 6 claims. My HQ is at level 4. It's got one more level to upgrade to. And did I connect? I did connect. So everything in my HQ is connected, which is probably one of the reasons that I have such a high power generation rate. In fact, it definitely is. I guess, what are my priorities? My priorities are to make money so I can sell shipments and preserve my lead in that. So I need to develop the resources I need to create advanced materials. So let us build another silicon quarry. Let's see, two actually. Okay, and then we'll wait. And I also wanted to actually create a farm to take advantage of the food prices. So, 85. Do that. And I think we actually need to pay down debt, which is not happening. So I'm just going to keep clicking pay debt as I hit 1,000.
You can't let them get this. Bid now before it's too late.
Okay. Oh, slant drilling. That's potentially significant. I think I'll just make this cost people more. So or maybe I'll just buy it at 18,000. That looks like what I did. Nope. Okay, so I made it cost somebody else 20,000, which is good.
Congratulations.
Um,
Optimization routine successful.
and I want to auto sell food. Um, and I can actually buy, so it's pay debt and buy a
Scavenger
thing, a
HQ has
shipment.
been upgraded.
All right, so I can now, I don't have carbon and I don't have aluminum, so I should maybe, let's see if we can build those. So carbon, that would be the best, it's the closest, right? Yeah, and aluminum. The game pauses while I search for what I want. And then based on that, I'm going to build an electronics factory here. And then let the money build up and upgrade. So that's the last HQ upgrade. Those are my last 6 tiles unless I bribe some more. Silicon, oxygen, and power. Having a glass factory would also be nice. Oh, I can't do a glass factory. That makes sense. All right, so then I should do chemical. And I'm just going for the high bonuses. And I need to really get on the stick here. So now I'm just going to buy stuff that's cheap.
Let the bidding begin.
Oh, that would be very nice. Would it be more than $20,000 nice? Do one more. Ooh, I got that at a little higher than was comfortable.
Scientific HQ has been upgraded.
But that's fine. It looks like I'm actually paying off debt pretty quickly, so I'm not too worried about it. And it increases my, or decreases my carbon consumption, which is good for me. Okay, so I'm going to wait for more chemical plants to be available. Somebody hit me with another slowdown. And I'm just going to keep turning the other cheeks, because doing anything else can actually strongly impact me negatively. Another of those, and then I'm going to start moderately investing in optimizing expensive production. I've got 4 more tiles I need to use. Um, Steel, 5%. A lot of all that based on speculation, based on the factory I built. Yeah. And then the most linear factory I've ever built. You know, the beeps and boops from the different buys that people are doing. I just always buy the cheapest thing, which can be a little difficult to track when there's a lot of market activity, which there is, because Sam Morena is moving fast and hard.
The engineers have advanced our production. You can't let them get this. Bid now before it's too late.
Nobody wants that because water is so much more expensive than
Auction
power.
unclaimed. Bidding closed. Our methods continue to improve. Optimization routine successful.
Cyberplane, pause to figure out what I want to buy. Electronics factory, 85. Boy, this endgame is a lot more intense than it usually is. Usually I'm in a much greater lead and I can be pretty casual about it. Although to be honest, I am in a pretty great lead, so it's not terrible, but I do want to stay on top of it. All I'm really doing now is making money and spending it on the
A
colony
scientific
investment.
HQ has been upgraded.
The black market is online.
These almost are always totally
New
worth it.
land is available for auction.
Getting victory in a colony is almost always
Congratulations.
totally worth it compared to
The engineers have advanced our production.
saving cash. Although I suppose you could save cash significantly quickly. Although I myself have never achieved it. Although definitely the cost of the colony shipments slash modules, you can see all these have all been built by investing, but these are getting significantly expensive too. So that also is concerning. costing 65K at minimum.
Our methods continue to improve.
And you see they keep on attacking me. Oh, they're not attacking me, they're attacking each other. That's always good to see. 3 is below. 70 is below. So now food and water are significantly expensive. To the point where I'm actually going to do another claim and buy another food. And my water is negative now.
Optimization routine
So I should have
successful.
potentially bought that instead, because now I'm buying water at a significant price. But I'm still making a huge amount of money, so I should focus continually on the stock. And when it comes around again, I'm on the last day, so buying another claim is probably not my best call. I think actually just continuing to invest in the colony is a better call. If I'm getting the sheer, so I got twice as many investments as the second, which should
The
help my
engineers have
financial
advanced our
positioning
production.
for the next game. I need time.
The black market is open for business. Our methods continue to improve.
Unused tile. Right. I won. Yay! So the sum up is I have more investments, not quite twice as many as Sam, but very close. My biggest moneymaker was fuel. As you might have guessed, my sink was water because I got low on water and didn't notice it. So many things, so much information. Oh, look, Sam bribed 4 claims and I only bribed 3 claims. Didn't have any patents. I do tend to like patents, but it didn't work out for me to have patents this time. All right, so then if I exit mission, you can see I am the DAW's creator majority shareholder. I get the network virus, which I may or may not use. And I also get 244K a week from being the majority shareholder. So new expansion opportunities is the next game. I get to choose, do I care? I guess pirates, although I tend not to use them. And then the only thing to note, because I've run over, for the next game, you can see here I get a 60% or 60K adjacency bonus if I choose this location rather than the one below. And that's because Noctong Vallis is right next to Dawes Crater, which is the one that I've already got majority shareholder status with. So that's why I would get the adjacency bonus. It may be worth it. If you look at it, rare resources, riverbeds, medium map size. This is low resources, basin small. So I tend to go for medium over small. So it would be worth it. And then I would also get a free metal mine for 2 weeks, for weeks 3 and 4, which might be more worth. This is a solar panel, the same weeks. I don't know, it depends. But I would probably go for Nacton Vallis in the next one. But I won't because I've already gone over time. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Perhaps I will see you on Wednesday. And I hope that you have a lovely time. If you enjoy this content, please like and follow on Twitch and subscribe on YouTube so you can see when I post them. And if you want, I'd love to have some company. Feel free to participate. Let me know if you'd like to see me play other games, talk about sort of recent game history in my living memory. I'm happy to talk about what I know of the video game market, what I know of the different genres and how they developed. I'm planning to do a little retrospective on artillery games in the near future, and maybe another on tower defense. I'm not sure. But anyway, very nice to play the game, hopefully with you next time, but for you in the meantime. And I hope you have a good one. Take care.